Amazon just announced that they are going to compete directly against Temu with a brand new low-cost option of unbranded goods shipped direct from China, and Amazon FBA sellers are going to be screwed. Basically, Amazon's going to offer the exact same service that Temu does, selling cheap generic Chinese products that take about 7 to 11 days to be delivered to the US directly from China. So in this video, I'm going to give you my take on exactly what is going on, the implications on the third-party Amazon seller community, and what you must do right now to prepare yourself as an e-commerce seller. But I'll say this up front right now, it's not looking good. So first off, what exactly is happening and what are the details of what's going on? Well, for the past 2 decades, Amazon is focused on the speed of delivery. By selling cheap stuff that arrives quickly, Amazon has built the most expansive and optimized fulfillment network in the United States, capable of delivering almost any product imaginable to consumers within 2 days. There are roughly 180 million Americans who are Amazon Prime subscribers, which is at an all-time high as of this year. But we're in a recession, and right now, Americans care more about saving money than the speed of delivery, and that's where sites like Temu and Shein have been destroying Amazon's market share. Now, in a prior video, I reported that Amazon's revenue from apparel is down 30% year over year, and tens of millions of Americans have started shopping on Shein and Temu instead. Now, if you aren't familiar with these two platforms, Temu and Shein are Chinese-owned e-commerce platforms that ship products directly from China with no middleman. Now, the shipping takes longer, but the prices are lower. For example, this floor mat here on Temu is $1.06. But an identical floor mat on Amazon is being sold for $40. Now, is getting a product in 2 days versus 11 days worth paying 40x for the product? Well, Americans are speaking with their wallets and saying no. They're willing to wait a week to get their stuff if they can save money. Now, Temu's core strengths are household items and electronics, whereas Shein specializes in women's clothing and accessories. And together, these two Chinese companies are decimating Amazon's sales. But last week, Amazon declared war on these two Chinese platforms by opening a new online store for low-cost products shipped directly from China. And according to their announcement, the rollout is going to occur in stages. To start, Amazon is going to first focus on unbranded clothing and household items priced less than $20 and weighing less than a pound. And as we speak, Amazon is rounding up and encouraging Chinese factories to sign up for this program, where Amazon will ship the orders directly from China and arrive in 9 to 11 days. Now, compared to 1 to 2 day Prime shipping, 9 to 11 days feels like forever. But like I said already, Americans are speaking with their wallets and care less about delivery speed. According to Statista, Temu was the most downloaded e-commerce app in 2023, surpassing Amazon with over 120 million downloads. Meanwhile, according to GWS Magnify, Temu had 82.4 million active shoppers on its app in September of 2023, up from only 4.6 million the prior year. Now, by comparison, eBay only drew 40 million online shoppers that month, while Temu ran neck and neck with Walmart, which had 85.5 million online users. And while Amazon was still number one, with 142 million monthly users in September, Temu already has more than half of Amazon's traffic after just 2 years. But here's where the story gets worse. Once Amazon starts selling cheap, unbranded stuff direct from Chinese sellers, it's going to be hard for third-party sellers in the United States to compete. As of right now, Chinese sellers do not have to pay import duties or taxes on the products they sell because of the de minimis rule. This rule states that products can be imported into the United States without paying taxes or tariffs as long as the package is worth less than $800. Second, selling direct allows Chinese factories to bypass the middleman altogether and ship directly to consumers in the United States. Now, when Temu first launched in 2022, only a handful of the same Chinese suppliers on Temu were selling at Amazon. However, as of this past December, there is roughly a 10% overlap between Temu sellers and Amazon sellers. But thanks to this new Amazon program, it's about to become 50% or more. Heck, Chinese sellers already make up over 50% of the top sellers on Amazon. Who knows? It could reach 75% or more once all of them start shipping direct from China and not have to pay taxes. Right now, if you search for the same product on both Amazon and Temu, you'll find that many of them are exactly the same, except Temu is many times cheaper. Now, I already showed you the foam floor mat earlier, which was 40x cheaper. Well, I just did a search literally right now, And this neck fan here is $23 on Amazon, but only $6.95 on Temu. Now, if the products being sold on both platforms are the same, why are Amazon's prices higher? Well, it's because all FBA sellers on Amazon have to pay referral fees, import fees, duties, tariffs, and Amazon's hefty FBA fees. Just this year alone, Amazon introduced a slew of new fees and increased the rates of FBA. For example, Amazon now forces all sellers to pay an inbound placement fee. So basically, you got to pay a fee of between 21 cents to $6 per unit for Amazon to accept standard and large bulky products into their warehouse. Now, this fee is supposed to reflect the cost of distributing inventory to multiple fulfillment centers. In addition, they announced a low inventory fee. In the past, you only had to worry about having too much inventory in stock, but now you will pay hefty fines if you have too little inventory as well. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you sign up for my free 6-day e-commerce mini course below that will outline exactly how you should start a profitable online store today. Now, how do you avoid these fees? Well, you have to pay for Amazon warehousing and logistics. This service allows you to waive your placement fees by holding your products in Amazon's third-party warehouse, where they are drop-shipped on demand directly to a fulfillment center. So basically, Amazon is forcing everyone to use their end-to-end logistics services now, and the fees all add up to a lot of money. Compared to a Chinese seller paying a couple bucks to have a product shipped direct from China with no taxes or fees, a third-party Amazon seller importing from China and then selling on Amazon has no chance of matching prices. And then finally, there's the Amazon factor. Temu and Shein are hurting Amazon right now, so Amazon will be incentivized to show off these brand new cheap products to fight back. Can you imagine paying money to advertise your Amazon listing only for Amazon to display cheap, unbranded Chinese products under your own product for 1/3 the cost? Well, this has already happened in the past with Amazon's own branded products. Now the price difference is going to be more dramatic. Sure, Amazon has said that the new El Cheapo Mall will appear in its own section of the Amazon website, but do you really think that Amazon's going to hide this section from regular Amazon buyer traffic? No way. Remember, Amazon makes money no matter what, whether the sale is coming from you or a Chinese seller shipping direct from China. Do you really think that these cheap Chinese products are not going to show up in regular Amazon search? Not a chance. So here's what's going to happen. A customer will do a search for your product and find ridiculously cheap alternatives right next to your higher price listing. It's next to impossible to start a brand on Amazon, so your brand will be pretty meaningless in the eyes of the consumer. Now, I hate to say it, but US-based Amazon FBA sellers are in big trouble. On one hand, Amazon is charging 3P sellers placement fees, referral fees, inventory fees, pick and pack fees, and here comes a Chinese seller who doesn't have to pay for any of that stuff, and they have the pricing advantage. I really don't see how this can possibly end well. But the real question is, how can you fight back? Well, for many Amazon sellers, they're going to have to rethink their entire product portfolio. If you're selling generic stuff on Amazon right now, you're in trouble. Someone from China will undercut you in price and you will not be able to compete. Instead, you need to think about products that cannot be easily sold from a seller in China. For example, I have a student in my class that sells skincare products. Would you ever buy a skincare product from a no-name company in China at 1/10 the cost? Well, skincare consumers will be less price conscious because who knows what chemicals are in the Chinese formulation. For my store, over at bumblebeelinens.com, we've doubled down on personalization. Sure, Chinese sellers can copy every single product that I sell, but what they can't do easily is personalize a custom product for the consumer in a timely manner. We provide custom embroidery, custom printing, custom pretty much everything, and admittedly, it is a pain in the butt. But what's a pain in the butt for you is a moat for your business. Another thing to consider is that Amazon is only doing this for low-end products for now. I've said this time and time again on many of my videos. If you sell online, you want to target the high-end customer. You want your products to be premium so you can make more money per sale, which makes everything else easier. You make more money, customer service is easier, and advertising is more profitable. Now, I purchased handkerchiefs from many competing sellers on Temu, and their quality is atrocious. Am I worried that someone will buy these cheap hankies for a wedding? Highly unlikely, and they don't provide monogramming either. Finally, in order to succeed, you're going to have to learn how to build a brand. Now, technically, the definition of a brand is just a name that identifies your goods or services. But just slapping your brand on a product is meaningless. You have to create content to build an audience around your brand, And unfortunately, that is not something you can really do well on Amazon. You need to have your own website. The best way to build a brand is by triggering the emotions of your customers. Now, if there's one thing that I've learned from selling online for the past 18 years, it's that people buy based on feelings and not logic. Price isn't everything. Emotions are everything. Let's take Dr. Squatch. This company sells soap for men, which is a commodity product. Hell, on Temu, you can buy 50 bars of soap for 79 cents. But Dr. Squatch charges $8 for a single bar of soap. And how is this possible? It's because Dr. Squatch has mastered the art of emotional marketing. Take a look at this short clip of one of their commercials. Dr. Squatch doesn't sell soap. They are really selling sexual companionship. Another one of my favorite brands is True Classic Tees. This company literally sells plain colored t-shirts for $30 a piece. And on Temu, you can literally buy 8 shirts for $13.49. But watch this True Classic Tees commercial and you'll understand why they are a 9-figure company today. As a guy, I want to look buff and hide my Buddha belly, so I'll happily shell out $30 for what I perceive is a higher-end t-shirt. The key to succeeding in e-commerce is marketing and branding. And guess what? These are by far the worst attributes of selling on Amazon. You can't build a brand on Amazon. You can't really market effectively on Amazon, so your options on Amazon are limited. On Amazon, it's all about price. And with these new Chinese sellers selling direct on Amazon, you're just not going to be competitive. The only real way to succeed in e-commerce today is to own your own web presence and create content to build a brand. Your goal should also be to sell on as many different marketplaces as possible to diversify your sales. Now that you understand what is going on with Amazon, make sure you watch this video here to learn exactly what I would do today if I were to start all over again.